Hillary Clinton breaking into a little dorm room sociology and sparking some outrage after saying this at a gun violence forum in Connecticut this week. Watch.
Joining a gang is like having a family. It's feeling like you're part of something bigger than yourself. So we're either going to have gangs that murder and rob and do the things that are so destructive to the gang members and to the community, or we're going to have positive gangs. We're going to have positive alternatives for young people.
What does that even mean? Does she have any idea? Has she completely lost touch with reality? Here to discuss it, Fox News contributor Eboni Williams. Eboni, it's great to see you this morning.
Great to see you.
So joining a gang is just like joining a family.
Here's the problem. A few weeks ago, Hillary Clinton has gone on the campaign trail and talked about how she's not a natural politician like her husband and Barack Obama. That clip, Tucker, shows us exactly what she's talking about. I think that she's trying to do damage control from some of the things she said in the 90s that many in the black community are bringing back up and throwing in her face, where she talked about black people being super predators and all gang members. And to me, this is kind of similar, right? You've got good gangs and bad gangs, but ultimately she's saying black people still belong to a gang society and a gang community. I was a criminal defense lawyer, Tucker, and I worked with several people who were in actual gangs. And so there's a sentiment that she's speaking to that's valid. Okay, some of them did join those gangs because they didn't have stable family lives and they wanted to be a part of something. But that is not the only paradigm, this either or paradigm of good gang, bad gang culture that all black community members must subscribe to. That really feels short-sighted, patronizing, inaccurate. Trust me, I don't belong in any gangs and neither do any of my friends. So again, I think that the Secretary of State is just misguided. She's trying so hard to correct some of the mistakes that she's made in the past, and she's still getting it wrong.
Well, imagine if she had said that to a group of students at Sidwell Friends School in Washington, where her own daughter went.
And President Obama
said, you know, exactly right. Yeah. And said, you know, joining a gang is like joining a family. No, because she has higher expectations for the students at that school.
There's not this presumption that when you're talking to, whether it's the white community or Asian community, that they're all going to subscribe to gangs. That's where she's getting it wrong, Tucker. And again, I don't know what her intention is. I can't read the Secretary of State's mind, former Secretary of State's mind, but I know that in the spirit of trying to connect with black society, for many of us, we feel very disconnected. Like she's just on the outside looking in and getting it still very wrong.
Yeah, and also very stilted and stiff. And it seems like she's searching for words. She seems uncomfortable even as she's saying that.
That's what I'm saying.
And yet I look at the results of these past several months of primaries, and she is winning the overwhelming majority of black Democrats. Why is that?
I think historically, many in the black community have said, look, for whatever we think of Bill and or Hillary Clinton, they still seem to be in closest proximity to power. So they'll look at somebody like Bernie Sanders and say, hey, I like what he's saying, but he can't get it done. And they still believe, especially the older demographic. Now, when you talk younger, it starts to shift. But the older demographic of the black community still feel like the Clintons are the power source. And they're our best ticket, if you will, to getting some real change and getting access to that power dynamic.
Well, they're probably making a correct assessment on the power.
Yes.
But this idea that she understands is weird to me.
It's weird. And again, it's not a dormant issue, Tucker. I got to tell you, I look at my Twitter feed, I look at my Facebook friends, and it's a diverse community. But looking at blacks, this is a real conversation in the black community, right?
Yes.
On which side do we now view the Clintons? We've got super predator commentary from Hillary Clinton. You've got the Crime Act of 1994 from Bill, which obviously disproportionately incarcerated black men. So there are real questions there. The problem is either on the GOP side or even from Bernie Sanders, where are the articulated solutions? So I would say she's winning by default. That's what I would say.
I still let the conversation continue. Eboni Williams, great to see you this morning.
Thank you, Tucker.